Hey guys, I'm Ted, here to give you another fast fact, and this fast fact regards Plessy V Ferguson. Now, Plessy V Ferguson was a seminal case, if not the seminal case of the 19th century for the United States Supreme Court. It established the legal principle of separate but equal, and it came on the heels of a number of Supreme Court rulings regarding civil rights in the last quarter of the 19th century. Right before the Plessy case, there was a case in which the Supreme Court had upheld civil rights, the Yick Wo case. And this came on the heel of 7 cases that came before the Supreme Court, in which the Supreme Court decidedly struck down the Civil Rights Act of 1875 and refused to sort of acknowledge or not really refused to acknowledge, but merely interpreted the stated purpose of the 14th Amendment in a way that sort of limited the scope and the appeal, the ability to appeal or to protect them in the states. Now, the Plessy case originated in New Orleans after the Louisiana state legislature passed an act called the Separate Cars Act that formally established segregation in the state of Louisiana. The local African American community in Louisiana had decided to challenge this law and to take this case all the way to the Supreme Court. Louis Martinet, a local African American who had a position of leadership in this city, was able to recruit both Albion Touré, a very prominent, if not the most prominent, civil rights attorney in the Republic at the time, and one Homer Plessy, a light-skinned Gen du Couleur Creole, to serve as the test subject of this case. And Plessy went ahead, bought a train ticket, went and sat in the bought a first class train ticket and sat in the first class train car, and when he was asked to leave, refused to do so, triggering his arrest by the municipal authorities of Louisiana. Plessy was then taken to the New Orleans jail and sentenced. He was convicted of violating the state act, and he was sentenced. Plessy appealed it to the Louisiana Supreme Court, who upheld his conviction, and from there he went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court decided in a 7-1 manner, in a 7-1 decision, to uphold Plessy's conviction, and in doing so, established the legal principle of separate but equal. That is, legalizing racial segregation as long as the states provided separate facilities, equal separate facilities for the two races. That is a very quick sort of sped through version or presentation of the Plessy case, but it does serve to draw and to present the realities of the Plessy case to you guys. And as always, hit like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you thought about this fast fact. Let me know what you thought about the Plessy case. The Plessy case is one of those cases that still evokes very strong emotions for people who are upset that it was passed, and for people who are still happy that it was passed. That Plessy's conviction was upheld. As always, I'm Ted. Hit like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you guys next time.